Happy January, everyone. Here's hoping that 2022 is not some fuck shit. Hey, sexy bookworms. Welcome to my January TBR. It's your girl Jess here with another video. Yeah. What I just said, what it's on the 10. It's our January TBR. I hope everyone's December was really good. I hope their Christmas was great, and I hope their New Year's Eve was fantastic. Here's looking toward, fingers crossed, that 2022 ain't on some bullshit. Like, but anyway, we're not here to focus on the negative. We're here to focus on the positive, and the positive being books and reading. I'm here because I like reading, and if you're here, that's because you like reading too, and that makes us happy. So let's talk about things that make us happy. Well, one thing, two parts. I have decided that I am going to be a better reader this year, and hopefully continue on that every year thereafter. And how I can do that is I can stop overcrowding my TBR where books get left in the dust, because I'm a theme reader and I'm also a mood reader. So what happens is, you guys been here, I get about 13-15 books on the TBR. I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna do this. It's gonna happen this month. And then I read about 8 to 11 books. And so there's anywhere from 3 to 4 books that get left in the dust. And because I'm a theme reader and I'm a mood reader, they just get pushed back further and further on the back burner until I just don't know what to do with them. But they're books and I love them, and so I want to keep them and hopefully find a place for them somewhere in the future. But to avoid that, and to not continuously spend mine and my husband's money on books I don't know when I'm going to read or get to, even though I have the best intentions in doing so, I've decided to try and it would be best if I limit my TBR. So we're gonna try and make every TBR about 10 books a month, and because that seems to be our sweet spot, anywhere from like 8 to 11. So I'll say about 10. So 10 seems to be our sweet spot where we can get a lot done. So if I've got 10 books in the TBR for every month, there's a better chance that I'll finish them. Okay. So that's the first part. The second part is that I am going to try and read all 365 days. I tried last year. I was so close, you guys. I was so close. But towards the end of the year, when holidays come up and stuff, I get lost in the sauce. Like, I didn't read at all at Thanksgiving because I was cooking all day. And same thing with Christmas. And New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I was just kind of like, nah, I don't feel like it. And then sometimes there are just days where I'm just like, all I want to do is sit and watch TikToks and YouTube videos. That's all I want to do. But this year, I'm going to try and make it all 365 days of reading. Again, like I said, consecutive. All 365 consecutive days this year of reading. That is the goal. And I think I can do it. I love reading. I have the time. Oh, that's another thing, you guys. I totally forgot to tell you. I have a job now. It was looking real rough. Last year, I started to get very discouraged, but the week before Christmas, not even the week, a few days before Christmas, I got a call from a tech company out here in Seattle that hired me, and I am over the moon. I started this week. So far, so good. It's not so bad. Yeah, and I have pretty good hours. I only work from 9 to 2, which leaves me plenty of time to get home, relax, rest, shower, and then get my fucking read on. Because that was another thing that was something I was kind of scared about, with going back to work. I wouldn't have enough time to myself to enjoy reading, because I know myself. If I've been at work all day and then sitting in all that fucking traffic, and then I come home, I'm not picking up a book. I'm going to stuff my face with really bad food, which is how I got fat last time. But stuff my face with really bad food, lay on the couch, and just watch TV until I have to go to sleep and do it all over again. But I've got really good hours at this place. I work from 9 to 2. I usually get home probably around 3, and that leaves me plenty of time to get home, relax, take a shower, play on the interwebs for a little bit, browse Al Gore's internet for a little bit with some social media, and then get, quite a bit of reading done before I have to go to sleep, and I do it all over again the next day. So it's all about time management. It's all about time management. Anyway, let me shut up and get to these books, okay? Okay. First up on this list, I said I was going to do it, and I fucking did it, bitch. Lisa Kleypas, Devil in Winter. As you guys know, in November, I read It Happened One Autumn, and I was not a fan. However, there were 2 characters in it. Viscount Sebastian, is that it? Yes, the Viscount Sebastian and Evangeline, who was a friend of the heroine in the second book in this Wallflower series, It Happened One Autumn, were my 2 favorite characters. And I did not know this until I had finished that book, that they get their own romance in book 3, Devil in Winter. And you best believe I was here for it. I don't know the exact plot that happens in this. I just know that they hook up, and he's still a rakish bastard, and I loved it. He was conniving and manipulative and charming and sexy in that last book. And him getting his own book where he gets to still be that dick, still be that guy, but also fall in love with our heroine, who has, oh my god, who's super, super sweet and has like a stuttering problem, which is why she's a wallflower, because she's seen as undesirable amongst the ton. Oh, here for it. Love it. Can't wait to fucking get to this. Alright, as you guys know, I try to read a graphic novel or 2 a month, and I was looking for a graphic novel that I would like, in the same vein of the stuff that I've been reading, like Fence and Pumpkinheads and Bloom. And I kept getting recommended on Amazon Spinning by Tilly Walden. And I was just kind of like, all right, maybe we'll check it out. But I Googled it. It's got nothing but the best reviews. Everybody and their mom who's read it absolutely fucking adores it. She's a thick bitch, and I'm here for it. 5-star reviews from everybody who's read it. So I was like, okay. And it's about ice skating. So I was like, perfect. It's a winter sport. I'm reading it in winter in January. Here for it. I don't know what the plot is. I don't know what the story is. I just know that it's about this adorably sweet but spectacled little girl who's ice skating, who looks like it might be her first time, or she's awkward at it, or I don't know. But regardless, it looks really cute. So I was like, okay, let's put it on the TBR. So this is my graphic novel of the month for January. Oh, by the way, this whole month kind of has a theme for me. Again, like I said, I am a theme and a mood reader. And the theme for January, because of New Year's, is time. So a lot of these books have to do with time travel, time itself, past, future, what have you. And the rehearsals is no different. So basically, this story is about a man and a woman who at their rehearsal dinner discover, hey, we kind of hate each other. Our families kind of hate each other. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we doing this? Why are we getting married? We should end this. So they get into a big fight at the rehearsal dinner, and it turns into like Groundhog's Day. Something happens, and they have to keep reliving that day over and over and over again. I don't know if it's for them to truly understand each other and figure out who they are and fall back in love with each other, or if it's just really to be like, you know what, we were right the first time. Like, this isn't working. I don't know. But either way, I love that premise. I think it's great. What are our leads' names? Megan and Tom. So, yeah, I can't wait to find out what the hell's going on with Megan and Tom, and if they end up together at the end or not. I'm pretty sure they do. I think this has a happily ever after. I wouldn't be mad if it did. Our second hardback on this January TBR is The Ballerinas by Rachel Kapelic Dale. I already forgot what this book's about. Oh my god, let's see here. 13 years ago, Delphine abandoned her prestigious soloist spot at the Paris Opera Ballet for a new life in St. Petersburg, taking with her a secret that could upend the lives of her best friends and fellow dancers. Delphine has returned to her former home and to the legendary Palais Garnier Opera House to choreograph the ballet that will kickstart the next phase of her career, and she hopes to finally make things right with her former friends. But Delphine quickly discovers that things have changed while she's been away, and some secrets can't stay buried, moving between the trio's adolescent years and their present day. Dark dive toward physical perfection in the name of artistic expression, double-edged sword of ambition and passion, all culminating in a twist you won't see coming with a magnetic cast of characters you won't soon forget. Promises, promises. Either way, though, I'm interested. Okay, next up we have women's science fiction with The Psychology of Time Travel by Kat Mascarenhas. I really need to start selling this shit out before I get on, before I start fucking recording. K Mascarenhas. I think that's what it is. Mascarenhas. Anyway, this is a women's science fiction novel about time travel. Let's see here. We start in 1967. 4 female scientists invent a time travel machine. Nice. But then one of them suffers a public breakdown and puts the whole project in peril. That's right. Okay, now it's coming back to me. That's why I initially picked this up. I was like, okay, stop right there. That sounds fucking amazing. And you know what? I'm going to stop right there. It apparently takes place in 3 different time periods in 67, 2017, and 2018. I'm not going to read the 2018 and 2017, 2018 because the 1967 little blurb here is just a fucking enough. That little log line is just enough for me. And now I remember why I grabbed this, because it had to do with time travel. It was about 4 women scientists, about one of them having a nervous breakdown and fucking the whole thing up, and you trying to figure out what happened. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. Next we have How to Stop Time by Matt Haig, the author of The Midnight Library. Okay, so everyone I know who's read The Midnight Library hates it, and also damn near everybody on BookTube who's read it didn't care for it either. Which I did not realize until after I bought How to Stop Time. Again, I wanted a book about time, relative to time, in any way, shape, or form. I saw this. I remember reading the summary and being like, okay, cool, this sounds good. I'll add it to the TBR. And then all of a sudden, I started getting bombarded with reviews for The Midnight Library by friends and YouTubers, and I was like, God damn it. However, regardless, I still have hope for this book. I still am hoping that it's fantastic. Maybe just The Midnight Library wasn't good. It doesn't mean all Matt Haig books are bad, you know? Tom Hazard has just moved back to London to settle down, become a history teacher, but while he may look like an ordinary 41-year-old, owning a rare condition, he's been alive for centuries. He has lived history firsthand, performing with Shakespeare, exploring the high seas with Captain Cook, and sharing cocktails with Fitzgerald. Now he just wants a normal life. Now I remember why I picked this up. That sounds amazing. That sounds fantastic. Is there a woman? Is that what? Ooh, yes. Unfortunately for Tom, the Albatross Society, a secretive group that protects people like him. Oh, so it's not just Tom. Has one rule: never fall in love. But on his first date, he meets a captivating French teacher who seems fascinated by him, and now the one thing Tom can't have just happens to be the one thing that might save him. It's here. We're excited. It's on the list. And hopefully it's nothing like Midnight Library from what I hear. Okay. In addition to always trying to read a graphic novel every month, I always try to read a queer book and LGBTQIA plus book once a month. Inclusivity, representation, always, always, always. And I could have sworn on Amazon they listed this amongst their LGBT books. I'll have to double check, but I think there is a queer romance in here. This is Timekeeper by Tara Sim. Honestly, again, I cannot remember. See, okay, I ordered these books in like mid-December, and then when they get here, I hold off on like ever really going through them until I start these videos, and that's how I end up forgetting what most of these books are about. But I kind of also don't care, because then I get to revisit that with you guys and be like, oh, that's why I picked up this book. That's why I wanted this. Okay, so an alternate Victoria. I can read, I promise. An alternate an alternate Victorian world controlled by clock towers, where a damaged clock can fracture time and a destroyed one can stop it completely. Fascinating. A prodigy mechanic who can repair not only clockwork but time itself, determined to rescue his father from a stopped town. Ooh. Yes, a series of mysterious bombings that could jeopardize all of England, a boy who would give anything to relive his past, and one who would give anything to live at all. A romance that will shake their very foundations of time. Yes, it's queer romance. The first book in a dazzling new steampunk fantasy trilogy. Oh my god, okay. I don't know if you guys recall me saying in an earlier video that I don't understand why steampunk gets so much fucking hate. It's not a bad subculture or subgenre. I can think of worse. Like I can't stand cyberpunk. Like the Matrix movies, like I don't get it. I like that whole aesthetic is just so not my jam, not my style. And I love me some Keanu Reeves. You guys know I love Keanu Reeves. You know I love that man. But I can't do the Matrix movies because I just like cyberpunk. No, like the way people like feel about steampunk, that's how I feel about cyberpunk. I don't know, it's not aesthetically pleasing to me. Don't care. I don't care for it in the Matrix. I really don't. But anyway, so this is apparently a steampunk fantasy queer romance book. And I am so fucking down for this. And it's the first in a trilogy. I hope this is good, because if so, your girl's reading the whole fucking trilogy. Alright, our last 3 books on the list are all books that have been adapted to the screen. And I wanted to get to them. I wanted to read them before I saw their adaptations. And the first one is Beartown by Frederick Backman. Frederick Backman, who wrote, where is that book's name that everybody loved? Oh, A Man Called Ove. I'm saying it wrong because he's Swedish. It's Friedrich. Yeah, Friedrich Backman. I absolutely love it. I am 3/4 of the way in already. I had to start it. It's the 5th. Today is the 5th when I'm recording this video. And so I started this on the 1st. I heard about the adaptation before I even knew there was a book, and once I found out that it was based on a book, I was like, I gotta read the book before I see the adaptation. So basically, it's a tiny community deep in the forest called Beartown. This takes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so the book takes place in a small, tiny community in a Scandinavian country. I'm assuming it's Sweden, given Friedrich Backman himself is Swedish, but. Yeah, it's in a tiny community deep in the forest called Beartown. Hasn't been the best at anything in a long time. It's one of those dying small towns, and all they have holding itself together is the sport of hockey. It's kind of like those small Texas towns where they've got nothing going for them except for the high school football. And that's exactly what's happening here in this small Swedish town. They've got nothing going for it except for hockey. So all their hopes, dreams, past, present, future, desires, wants, and needs is so concentrated on just this worshiping of this sport, because it's the only thing tethering this dying, desperate town together. Therefore, when this very horrible, tragic incident, I don't even want to call it an incident, but when this, horrible thing happens, and one of the hockey players on the team, the star hockey player on the town's team, is accused of being the perpetrator of this event, the town just explodes and crumbles, and you are in so many different heads and perspectives. You never lose track, despite being in following various characters. you never lose track of who's who, what's going on, and you follow, their reactions to the event before and after. I cannot wait to finish this book, and I cannot wait to get to the miniseries. I think I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on the book and the miniseries itself once I finish the miniseries, the book and the miniseries. But once I finish the miniseries, I think I'm going. That's going to be one of my next videos, is doing a whole dedication to the book and the adaptation as well. Okay, so Amazon had been drug pushing this book on me for months. Every time I went on there to buy a book, it always popped up in my recommends or suggestions or what the hell ever. And I was just kind of like, this sounds amazing, but we're already living in a dystopia. I don't want to read about dystopias. I just don't. I was just not in the mood for it. It didn't sound unappealing. I was just kind of like, again, mood reader and theme reader. So it just sounded like I wanted nothing to do with it. I was just kind of like, absolutely not. No. Then I found out it was being adapted. And it is adapted. It's on HBO right now. I want to watch the miniseries, but again, I want to read the book first. Yeah, Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. Amazon, really was peddling this, and I was resisting so hard, and then HBO was like, hey, we made this into a miniseries, so now you gotta buy the book, Jessica. And that's what I did. And the last book on our list, and the last adaptation on our TBR, is Every Day by David Leviathan. Just like Bear Talent, I knew about the adaptation before I even knew there was a book. And the only thing that I remember ever taking away from the adaptation is once I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this looks really good. Then I went online and read reviews, and everybody and their mom took a dump on it. So apparently the movie's not good. So that was a little discouraging in me watching it. But then when I found out it was based upon the book, I was like, oh, okay. Well, if the movie's bad, I won't watch the movie. I'll just read the book. But now I want to watch the movie even more because I'm going to read the book. From what I gathered from the movie trailer is that this teenager wakes up in a different body, in the body of a different teenager, every day. And it's random. Like, they could be in the same town or 3 states away or what have you. They never know where they are once they wake up, whose body they're in, and what life they're living. And I find that fucking fascinating. And the reason it becomes a problem, of course, is because they end up falling in love with someone. So that to me just sounds so fucking exciting. And I don't know how you could fuck up an adaptation of that, but we shall see. We shall see once I am done this book and I watch the book adaptation. But I might be fucking up the summary. I'm giving you a summary of the movie trailer and not a summary of the book. So hold on. All right, I wake up immediately. I have to figure out who I am. It's not just the body. Opening my eyes and discovering whether the skin on my arm is light or dark, whether I'm a boy or a girl, scarred or smooth. The body is the easiest thing to adjust to if you're used to waking up in a new one each morning. It's the life, the context of the body. That can be hard to grasp. Every day I am someone else. I am myself. I know I am myself. But I am also someone else. It has always been like this. See, yeah, okay. So, yeah, okay. So my movie trailer summary pretty much sums up the book itself. So, I'm so here for this. And the fact that it's a fucking series, and I don't even know what the other 2 books are about. So if I finish this and love this, I'm grabbing the other 2 books, and I can't wait to figure out what the fuck they're going to be about. So, excited. So we got a historical romance, we had women's science fiction, we have romantic science fiction and fantasy, we have a drama, a dystopian drama, we have YA time travel romance, we have steampunk fantasy queer romance, we have a graphic novel centering around ice skating, love it, we have a ballerina thriller, tell me that don't sound dope, contemporary romance, and literary fiction. So, we got some variety here. We got a buffet of some gorgeous stuff here, and I'm super super duper excited to get to all of these and to read all of these and talk to you guys about them at the end of the month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please be safe out there. Please wear a mask, wash your hands, get your vaccines, get your booster shots, stay indoors if you have to. I know it's rough out there. Not everybody can call out of work. Not everybody can miss work, and I totally 1,000% get that. But, try your best to keep your distance if you think you're sick and if you think there's a potential of you getting others sick. Just, be responsible, care for yourself, and care for others. That being said, love you guys so much. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys real soon, okay? Love you. Bye.